Welcome to today's practice called lower body mobility. We're going to be starting in the tabletop position. So you're going to want a blanket across the center of your mat, which is going to help to support your knee joints. The blacks can go forward, but instead of having them all the way at the front short side, just have them out a little bit to the sides. And then you can take a strap or a scarf or a regular belt, just place that to the back short side of your mat once we come down onto the spine. So you're going to transition your body to tabletop, all fours. So as you arrive there, we're going to take the hands and we're going to go slightly wider than the shoulders and then maybe 1 to 2 inches farther forward than you usually do. Spread through your fingers, and we're going to start with some circular motions for the hips. So you can take your hips out toward the right, and then you can let your hips go back toward your heels. This can be a really small movement, by the way, or it can be a little bit bigger. Your hips are going to go out to the left. You're going to start to bring your hips slightly forward. Now, as we're doing that forward motion, you may notice maybe you need to create some adjustments in your hands. So feel free to do that. And then just start to go around. Might go somewhat slow. It feels right. You can always speed the movement up. But since we're at the beginning, I just move a little bit slow. Be really gentle with the wrists, the elbows, and the shoulders. Noticing all those little sensations in your hips, in your low back, the belly, how it tones as you come forward. And then let's start to reverse, taking that motion to the other way. So swinging the hips forward and then out to the left and back toward your heels. Let's do one more. Okay, and then we'll come back up. We'll come to the center right there in the tabletop. We're going to let the weight start to shift into the right knee, and we'll inhale, send the left leg back with the ball of the foot rooting into the mat. Press through the left heel a few times. So press the heel toward the back short side of the mat and then bring it forward, creating opening, the sole of the foot, the heel, the calf. Okay, then float that left leg up as you're ready. Let your belly release a bit. We're going to do some knee contractions to the left elbow. So as you exhale, round your spine a bit. Feel the left side of your body contract as you draw that knee in, and then inhale, send the leg back out. Again, exhale, contract in. Inhale, send the leg back out. Exhale, contract in. Inhale, send the leg back out, and then exhale, set the knee down on the floor. Go a little bit wide with your knees, bring your big toes a little close, and just sink your sitting bones back toward your heels. Stretch out long through your arms. Take a nice full breath in, full breath out. Inhale as you come up and slide your knees back under your hips. Send the right leg back behind you with the ball of the foot on the earth, and then you're going to press through your right heel a few times. Doing those heel pulses, just creating some opening through the sole of the foot, the back of the ankle, and the calf. And then starting to float the right leg up away from the floor, releasing your belly, lifting up through your heart. Exhale, contract your right knee in toward your right elbow. Inhale, send the right leg back out. Exhale, bring the knee in toward the elbow, round the back. Inhale, send the right leg back out, lift through the heart. Exhale, contract the knee in. Inhale, send the right leg back out behind you. And then as you're exhaling, set the right knee down onto the floor. Kind of sway out your hips a bit. All right. And then coming there to the center, inhale, release your belly down to the floor, lift up through your heart. Exhale, tone the feet to the earth, the balls of the feet to the earth, lift the knees, downward facing dog. Walk out through your knees and your feet. So very similar to those heel pulses, this walking out of the legs brings that openness up through your feet, the backs of your ankles up through your calves. One more round of breath in and out. So we're going to let the weight shift into the left ball of the foot. You might have a little bit of a bend in your left knee. Inhale, right heel is going to go up into down dog split. We're going to curl the right knee into the chest, stepping the right foot near the right wrist, and then spin the back left heel down for warrior two. So you're going to inhale, cartwheel your left arm around. Let your heart turn to face the left long side of the mat as your right arm comes up, both arms parallel to the floor, warrior two position. So just creating some opening, especially down through this inner right leg, from the inner groin area down through the inner leg line into the knee. We're going to flip up the right palm, finding reverse warrior momentarily. So left hand might come to your left thigh. If you'd like to loop it around the low back, that's fine too. Reach forward with the right knee while you open up the space of the right low back. Inhale as you pass back through warrior two, shoulders over hips, draw your low ribs slightly together. Exhale, sweep that left arm up and over. Now as you frame your right foot, spin off your left heel and make any little adjustments with your feet. We want to stay in a high lunge. Left hand to the floor, or that's where you may use one of those blocks, placing the left hand onto a block. Slide your right hand up to your right hip as we begin to turn the belly and the ribs, the heart toward the right. So I like to gaze down at the left hand because I find it keeps the tension a little less in the neck. So you might look down just to reduce any strain in the neck or the face. Let the heart be open, and you may keep the right hand on the hip or stretch the right fingertips up to the sky, creating that expansion through the upper body. Last breath in. Exhale, lower the right hand, slide the block out to the left, step the right foot back into downward facing dog. Now, as that right foot comes back, down dog, we're going to take a breath in. You're going to exhale, lower your knees down into the table. We're going to let the weight come into the right knee, keep the left knee bent, but pick it up. You're going to cross it behind your right knee, and you're going to let your feet go out just a little bit farther apart. So this refers to as a cow face leg. You can walk your hands in an inch or two. Now, as you breathe in, release through the belly and lift up through your heart. And as you exhale, we're going to let the hips move toward the floor, creating a little more opening in that outer right hip and across the low back. Inhale as you come back up to that table with the legs crossed, releasing through the belly, elevating the heart, lift the chin. Exhale, send the hips back toward the floor, draw the chin in, let the gaze go down to the earth. Inhale as you rise up, right knee coming down, releasing through the belly, lifting through the heart. Exhale. Start to move the hips back, draw the chin in, gaze is down, press your hands, pause here, take a breath in, sigh it out, take a breath in, sighing it out. Inhale, come back up. That right knee meets the earth. The feet move closer together. Pick up the left foot. Let the left knee come back down to the floor. As the left knee comes down to the floor, kind of sway out your hips a time or two. Maybe take a round or two of cat-cow or some barrel rolls through the chest. It feels like you're rolling more of like the region of the chest and the shoulder blades. All right, coming to the center, breathe in, release through the belly, lift through the heart, exhale, downward facing dog. Again, walk out through your knees. A little walk out through your feet. And then eventually the weight's going to come into the right ball of the foot, maybe with some bend in the right knee. Inhale, your left heel's going to sweep up into down dog, split. And then as you exhale, you're going to curl your left knee into the chest, step the left foot through to the left wrist, and spin the back right heel down. Inhale, the right arm cartwheels around as the heart turns to face the right long side of the mat, arms coming open to parallel the floor. Shoulders over hips and low front floating ribs slightly draw together as you create length down through that inner left leg, down across the front right hip, down through the right front leg. Okay, reverse warrior, flip up your left palm. Right hand is coming to either the right thigh as you arc back or behind your low back. Notice the space right above the left hip crest. Okay, using your next breath in to pass through warrior two. The shoulders over hips, reach up through the crown of the head. Exhale, right arm sweeps up and over. The hands come to frame the front foot. Spin off your right heel. Adjust your feet in any way needed. Right hand on the floor, right hand on the block. Slide your left hand up to the left hip. Gazing down toward the floor at the right hand to reduce any strain or tension in the neck and the face. Left hand stays there, maybe extends up toward the sky to create that open sensation across the chest and your arms. Deep breath in. Exhale. Left hand coming down, move the block out to the right, step the left foot back. Downward facing dog. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, lower your knees down to the floor. As they arrive, meeting the mat, pick up your right knee, hook it behind your left knee, and move your feet out a little bit wider. Might have to adjust your hands a little closer to your body. Inhale, release through your belly, lift through your heart. And exhale, start to move your hips down toward the floor. Take your chin slightly in and bring your gaze down toward the floor. And then inhale as you come back up. Left knee meeting the floor, lifting up through the heart. Exhale, press your hands and move your sitting bones back toward the floor as you round in. Inhale, come back up through the center. Let your left knee meet the floor. Release through the belly, lift through the heart. Exhale, press your hands and round through your spine. Okay, so you're there in that cow face position, drawing the chin slightly in. We'll hold, take a breath in. Exhale, sigh it out. Inhale, draw the breath into the body through the nose. Exhale, soft sigh out. Okay, inhale, come back up. Bring the feet a little closer together. Pick up your right knee, uncross it. Both knees coming down. A little bit of a sway with your hips from side to side. Okay, and then as you're coming there to the center, let's breathe in, release through the belly, lift up through the heart, exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the sitting bones nice and high up to the sky. So adjust your feet maybe 1 to 2 inches toward the back short side of the mat. We're going to come forward into plank pose. And from that plank pose, we're going to let the knees come down to the mat. And then let the thighs start to melt down to the floor. So there's a softening in your elbows so that your chest can draw through as you come into Cobra position. So this will just activate around the low back. So take your next exhale, let the rest of the body come down. Ribs, chest, and chin. Inhale, press up to table. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's do that again. So maybe make that adjustment with your feet. Inhale, come forward to plank. Lower the knees down to the floor. Start to melt the thighs down toward the mat. Draw the heart through. And then you're going to let your ribs and your chest come the rest of the way down. Inhale, press up to all fours. And then exhale as you go into downward facing dog. Okay, we're going to let the weight start to come into the left ball of the foot again. We're going to inhale, send the right heel up into the sky, down dog splits. It's going to engage through the back of the right leg to lift the leg, but feel the opening across the back of the left leg. Exhale as you tap the right big toe down on the floor. And then inhale as you lift your right heel back up to the sky. Exhale as you let the right big toe come down, light tap. One more time that way. Inhale, send the right heel up. Exhale as you tap. Inhale as you send the right heel up. Allow the right knee to bend. Turn the bent right knee open to the right and engage from the pubic bone up toward the navel. Twisted three-leg dog. Now on your next exhalation, keeping that right knee bent, but starting to draw it in toward the left leg and then in toward the chest. Step the right foot through toward the right wrist. Bring both hands to the inside of the right foot. Spin all 10 toes to face the left long side of the mat. And then as you arrive there, spin your heels in and toes out. Bend your left knee, take ninja. So maybe rocking up onto the right heel. So you're elongating out through the inner right leg. Take another round of breath here. Okay, and then we're going to inhale, start to walk the hands back toward the right foot. So the right knee will start to bend. We'll frame the right foot, spin off the back left heel, step back, downward facing dog. Okay, arriving there. Take a little pedal through your knees and your feet. We're going to do that sequence on the second side. So we're going to let the weight shift into the right foot. Inhale, send your left heel up into down dog split. So we're engaging through the back of the left leg, which is what helps to lift the leg, but we're creating the stretch across the right. So you might need to bend your right knee a bit. Exhale, tap the left big toe down, and then inhale, send the left heel up. Exhale, tap the toe down. Inhale, lift the heel up. Exhale, tap the toe down. Inhale, lift the left heel up. Bend the left knee and turn it open, coming into twisted three-leg dog. Now, as you're starting that next exhalation, start to draw the left knee in toward the body. Draw it in toward the chest. Step the left foot through. Bring the hands to the inside of the left foot as all 10 toes turn to face the long right side of the mat. Heel spinning in, toes then spinning out. Bend your right knee deeply. Extend through your left leg, maybe rock onto your left heel. Create that opening through the inner left leg, ninja pose. Relax through your eyes, your head, your neck. Take a breath in and a breath out. Okay, and then inhale, starting to walk the hands back toward the left foot as you bend your left knee, frame your left foot, spin off your right heel, step the left foot back, downward facing dog. I'm going to do that plank cobra flow again. So as you arrive there in down dog, maybe adjust your feet. Inhale, bring your hips forward into the plank. Lower your knees down to the mat, and then you're going to melt your thighs. So tops of the feet start to press down. Bend at the elbows, melt your thighs down. Let your heart draw through. Exhale, bring your ribs, your chest, and your chin back down. Inhale, press up to all fours. Tone through the belly. Exhale, downward dog. One more time. Inhale, come forward into plank, creating an adjustment in the feet. Exhale, knees coming down. Thighs melting down. Heart drawing through. Exhale, come the rest of the way down. Inhale, press up to all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Maybe sigh it out through the mouth. Release and let go. Take a breath in. Exhale, release and let go. Let's shift the weight into the left foot. Inhale, send your right heel up into down dog split, stabilizing downward through your hands to feel that light rise up of your right heel. Exhale, curl your right knee in toward your chest. We're going to slide that right knee toward the right wrist in the pigeon pose. So you're coming down to the right leg. The right heel might be lining up with your left heel, or it might be working more toward parallel to the front short side. Just kind of depends on your body. You can walk that left foot back a bit, just kind of inching the toes back. We do just a little bit of pigeon rocking. So you can rock a little bit out onto your right hip. You can rock more back to the center. And a little rock out to the right hip. And then back to the center. You can bring your body forward, just walking your hands forward. Taking the forward folding version of the pose. If it feels right, you might come down to the elbows and the forearms. Even turn your palms to face upward toward the sky, creating a sense of openness, or supporting your forehead, which I often like to do by turning those palms up and then bringing the palms to support the forehead. Breathing intentionally as though you're sending the breath downward into the pelvic bowl, around the right outer hip and down through the right inner leg. And we're going to start to slowly come back up, so you can come back up to your hands. We're going to sit all the way out onto the right hip so that we can take this back left leg and just kind of swing it around. As the left leg comes around, send it out and lean back into your hands. You're going to pick up your right foot and send it out so that it's hovering a bit, inch or two off the floor. And then as you exhale, draw that right knee in toward the right shoulder. And then inhale, send the right heel back out. And just do that a time or two, just this little pulsing motion with the right leg. Okay, and then as you come to the center, we're going to start to cross over the legs so that we can roll the body forward and come to table. If that doesn't work, just shift your body to table in any way that works for you. And so you want to slide your knees back so that they're back in alignment with the blanket. Breathe in, release your belly, lift your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right, in that downward facing dog, we are going to allow the weight to go now into the right foot for the pigeon on the second side. So inhale, left heel is going to sweep high. And as you're exhaling, you're going to curl your left knee into your chest so that your left knee can slide through toward your left wrist. Left heel's maybe in line with the right hip, or those shin bones might be working more parallel to the front short side. Inch that right foot back just a few inches, and then we'll start to rock toward the left hip, outer hip, and then back to the center. And when you feel ready, pausing there in the center, and then maybe starting to walk your hands forward a bit so that you come into that outer hip stretch. The forearms might come down. You might turn your palms up, keeping them there, or supporting your forehead with your hands, which for me always creates a lot of calmness in the mind. Take a few more rounds of breath in and out, just intentionally breathing in a way that it feels like you're breathing down deep into the bowl of the pelvis. We're going to start to slowly bring the body up. We're going to let the weight go out onto that left outer hip so the right leg can swing around. As the right leg extends, you're going to lean out into your hands. You're going to extend through your left leg so that the heel is hovering away from the floor. And you're going to draw your left knee in toward the left shoulder region, and then inhale, extend it outward. Exhale, draw in. Inhale, reach the leg out. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, extend the leg out. Stack the shoulders over the hips. Press out through your heels. Inhale, stretch your arms up by your ears. At the top, just interlock your hands. Flip your palms up to face the sky. Spread through your toes as you create length in your side waist. Take a breath in, and then as you exhale, release your hands. You're going to come down onto the spine. So you can allow your knees to bend. Come down onto your back body. You're going to have your strap out there to the right. So you can unwind the strap. We can set it out to the right side of the mat. So it's there just in case you decide you want to use it. And then we're going to sway the knees a few times from side to side, those windshield wipers. We're going to let the knees drop over to the right in the windshield wiper twist. We can even slide the hips just a bit over to the left as the knees are falling to the right. So stay there, stack your left knee maybe on top of your right knee. That'll create a little more of a spinal twist. So it's a little stronger in the spine. Now you can stay here. The option to use the strap is to catch hold of this strap, to take the strap along the left ball of the foot and extend the left heel out toward the right side of the room, holding the strap in the right hand as then the left arm re-extends open. So with the leg extended, it's a little stronger in the spine, but then it emphasizes opening through the back of the leg, up through the outer leg and the outer hip. Deep round of inhale and exhale. One last round of breath here. Okay, so if the strap is looped along the left ball of the foot, we can start to unhook it, allow the left knee to rebend, and then we're going to bring everything back to the center. So if you want, you can go through that windshield wiper motion, slide the hips back to the center, and then just take a couple windshield wipers. And transfer the strap over to the left side of the mat. And as the knees start to fall over to the left, we'll stay there. You can stay right here, which emphasizes the opening through the right hip and down through the right front thigh, where you can start to stack your right leg on top of the left. You can stay here, catch hold of your strap, and maybe loop the strap along the ball of the right foot as you extend the right leg out toward the left side of the room, and then send your right arm open and out in that T position. Deep and full. Inhale and exhale. Shoulder blades releasing down to the mat. Back of the head, releasing and settling. Okay, one last round of breath in and out. All right. We're going to unhook the strap from the ball of the foot. We're going to let the right knee begin to bend. We're going to bring everything back to the center. So knees and hips coming back in to the center. A few windshield wipers. And then we'll take the happy baby. So draw the knees and the thighs in toward the belly and in toward the chest. Slide the knees open, stack the ankles over the knees, and reach up for the feet. So the strap is also handy. So it might make sense to take the strap along the balls of the feet if that gives a little bit of an assist, makes it easier to reach up and take the pose by holding the sides of the strap. Okay, last cycle of breath here in this pose. We're going to unhook the strip or release the hands from the feet. Let the knees and the thighs come back into the body, a little knees to chest position. After a round or two of breath there, you might place your feet to the floor. Just a little bit of activation for the low back, a lift of the hips into a low bridge. So you might roll back your arms, bend the elbows, forearms look at one another. Just elevate your hips momentarily. Feel the engagement across the low back. So I was mindful of that after I do some stretches for the low back, just to create in my own body a little bit of engagement. Always feels good around my low back to do that. So take another round of inhale and exhale. And lowering the hips, releasing the arms, and extending your legs out long on the mat in Shavasana. Sending your inhalation down into your lower belly, around your hips and your legs. Exhale, letting the weight of your body settle down into the support of the earth. Inhale, send your inhale down into the belly, around your hips, down through your legs. Exhale, let the weight of your body sink and settle. Pausing here in stillness for the next few cycles of breath. Receiving the gift of stillness and silence. After your next round of inhalation and exhalation, you can send a little bit of energy out through your arms and your legs, allowing your knees to then bend so that your feet come to the floor, and rolling your body over to the right or to the left side. Pressing your hands down into the mat and starting to come back up to your seat. Let your hands come together over your heart in prayer as you sit tall. The light within me bows to that same light that exists within you. Namaste.